the sea was rough. In a bar down in the shipping districts, usually under control of the traditionalist movement, the Don of the Belladonna family, Rodriguez Belladonna, had arranged a little conference. The conference was being organized and put together by one of his trusted lieutenants, a Gennaro Belladonna. Trustworthy man with a mustache as well groomed as the finest opera singer. Among this little conference guests were multiple important members of the Belladonna family, along with a few representatives from the Pignadoro family. With them were a few of the more morally grey members of society in the small port town. In particularly invited were representatives from all three factions that control the town of Askmo. However, as the last guest arrived at the scene, things were about to take a turn for the worst. At the scene, of course, were an investigator from a different city, from the main city, having been apparently transferred here on short notice. No one really knew why he was transferred here or what he was investigating, but he cocked his hat slightly as he entered the bar. A well-dressed man greeted him as he entered. Yes. I assume you're von Heltman, correct?
Yes, that is me.
Yeah. Well, you are on the list, so head inside. But
Thank
I've
you,
got
good
my
sir.
eyes on you. As you enter inside, the bar is kind of dimly lit, not trying to arouse suspicions, but there's multiple people that are very influential in the underworld of this town that you can spot. Among them is, of course, the representative from the three clans, very distinctly differentiating themselves from the others. You can see two that are well dressed in finest of luxury goods, sitting in one corner at a table, smoking cigars and drinking wine. They have sunglasses covering their eyes, but by their wealth and particularly their jewelry and their expensive watches, you would hazard they're members of the banking union. On the other end, in direct opposition, you can see three men with while dressed properly for the occasion in suits as to not raise suspicions, are quite clearly uncomfortable with the high-brow dress code. You would suspect that they are members of the traditionalist movement, probably workers who have moved up in the ranks themselves. Lastly, you see by the bar itself sits three seemingly well-educated government officials. They could as much be at home in a big city as down in this slum. Probably educated from the university owned by the Scholastic Order. You can tell that because they all have a very specific pin on their shoulder. Uh, that's kind of have the emblem of the town. And at one table in the center, you see the man himself, Gennaro Belladonna, entertaining guests. Currently, he seems to be speaking with some member of his own family. Seems to be some sort of mechanic responsible for the recent industrial integration of their arsenals. They seem to be in some sort of negotiation as you arrive. You can also tell that there is, in one corner of the room, kind of watching over everyone else, is a young woman seemingly quite clearly less interested in the conference itself, but more of making sure that nothing goes awry. From her dress code, you would assume that she's probably quite high-ranking in the Belladonna family. On the other end, you see what seems to be some sort of strange, almost protester, dressed in quite a gaudy coat, wearing large quantities of jewelry, symbols, and plants and flowers, seemingly looking a bit out of place. And before you can even settle down, there seemed to be some commotion outside as the guard who let you in goes, Sir, please, you can't go in looking like this, sir. I know you have high standings within the family, but, you can't go in like this.
Is that my cue?
Yes.
What do you mean I can't come in dressed like this?
As you hear the voice, a man comes into the room, wearing nothing but a dressing gown and slippers.
They don't call me Slippery Joe for nothing. My name's Joe, I wear slippers. Now get out of my way.
Yo, please. We have spare suits for you. You can have one of those. Please, you're representing the family here,
I'm representing shit. Get out of my way.
He barges his way past the guard against the guard's dismay and sits down at the main table with the Gennaro Belladonna. Oh, I see you have arrived as well. How's the mission going you were assigned to? Has it been completed?
Of course.
Well, good. We won't hear about those affairs anymore. He kind
Sure
of
as hell don't think so.
I see. He shoves his ashtray over a bit in case you need it, and then leans back.
Oh, thanks.
Well, sit down. We're about to start the negotiations. But first, you. He turns over to the mechanic who's sitting across the table to him. How much for those repairs of our cars recently? I believe it was 3 cars that got put into disuse. I assume that the job is well done by now, or else we might have to cut your pay even more.
you still talking to me, sorry?
No.
I was going to say, I was like, I'm not a mechanic.
I'm assuming it's me?
Yes.
Okay. Said
Well,
I'm gonna get them done. And they're about done. So, you'll get your pay's worth.
well, they better be done soon, because apparently there is some stirring around recently, and we're gonna need them if we need to put down some strange affairs that are going below the family's belt. We need to make sure that nothing happens without our control. He looks over, kind of... You go first.
I was saying, I know. Barely done.
Well then. As he finishes, he looks over towards the woman in the corner, almost kind of worried to make sure that he's dealing with the negotiations properly. He looks for a sign, like a nod, to kind of that.
She just gives him a soft nod.
Well then, let us begin the negotiations, shall we? He says to Joe and the mechanic. As for von Heldman, the investigator, what have you decided to do now that you've entered this room? Lloyd von Heldman. Oh, we'll wait for that. Meanwhile, the lady with flowers everywhere, what have you been doing during this?
Still just watching.
Alright. We shall wait.
Oh, shit.
Von Heldman. Well. We shall wait.
Sorry, I'm back.
There we go. While these talks have been going and you've entered the room, what are you doing?
I've just been sitting down on a chair, just surveilling the area, noticing different
Alright.
important people amongst this.
Okay. Okay. Gennaro stands up and clinks his glass. Listen up, everyone. You've all come here today because we need to renegotiate some things about how we run this place, and there's been some disturbing news recently that someone in our ranks are trying to usurp this fine balance we have. And I want us to root out that disturbance. I assume that all of you agree with me, he says, kind of looking at every one of the leaders in the eyes. Well, suddenly, a loud bang is heard. From upstairs in this bar, you hear the unmistakable sound of a gunshot. People begin to give shocked expression. And there's mumbling about in everyone's table. Everyone seems to be confused. In this chaos, one member of the Belladonna family walks over to the to Yanaro, whisper something in his ear. He begins to pale a bit as the man then walks over to the woman in the corner, whispering, "Milady, it would seem that the second in command of the Pignaduro family has gone missing. He should have been here hours ago, but no one has seen him. We should probably make something about that before we get blamed."
Well, that ain't good.
Should I arrange for a search party?
Please do, yes.
Understood, milady. He says and walks away. Yanara, who's still in shock over this, kind of looks around. Does anyone else, if you want to react to the gunshot up on the top floor?
Yes. He would have immediately rushed toward the stairs.
Anyone else? Seeing as this woman in flowers is rushing towards the stairs upstairs.
I would do so too.
Okay. What about the other three of you? Are any of you reacting to this?
Does anyone appear to have been shot, or was it just a gun?
You heard a gun, you don't know if anyone's been shot yet.
Okay. Check it out, boss! Now get him!
Yes, please do. He says as he kind of does nod to you that you can go and follow, and he'll try and calm down the situation. What about the lady in the mechanic?
I'll probably just kind of keep my ears open and just
Alright,
feel for my pistol, just make sure it's there.
Staying near and staying guarded. And what about
Yep.
the young lady of the Belladonna family?
She rushes to the stairs as well.
Alright. As the four of you arrive at the stairs, you see a man at the top of the stairs. He seems to be a member of the traditionalist movement from his dress, from his clothes. He stumbles over a bit. Suddenly, though, you can see as his eyes turn white, and he falls down the stairs. It looks like a very painful fall, and he rolls over, right in front of your feet. Does anyone want to do anything about this? You heard a
What about
gunshot up
tonight?
top, and there's a seemingly lifeless man who just fell down the stairs in front of you.
I'll
Did it
go
go-
running up the stairs.
Maya first?
Did you say there was some? Did we see something at the top of the stairs? Did you say?
Yes, this man stumbled out and then fell down.
Yeah, but now does there appear to be someone there now?
No,
Okay.
but you haven't gone up the stairs, you don't know what's on the top floor yet.
Yeah.
Sarah, what did you want to say?
I'll run upstairs.
Yo just kind of moves his slippered feet over the like knocked out, probably dead from the fall man, and begins making his way up the stairs. What about the other two who are in this crowd right now?
I'd like to inspect the body without just surveilling.
As you look, he seems to be clearly unconscious, at least. His body is going slightly pale, but not too much yet. Though you can tell from looking at his neck that he does not seem to be breathing.
Is he dying at the moment? Or
It looks almost like he took a heavy enough blow to the head that it could have probably even killed him. It's unsure. You're not... actually, you can roll a biology to judge if you can determine if he's likely to be alive or dead right now.
okay, so D4. Like so.
2, and you have 0 bonus in it.
Yep.
Right. You cannot really tell. You're not really knowledgeable enough in biology to tell if this man is dead or not, but he does seem that he could very well be either or at this point, because his breathing is seemingly non-existent and he's going pale.
I kind of just turn towards the rest and go, "Is anyone here a doctor?"
Yeah, could be a bit of hope. I know a thing or two about plant medicine, at least.
All right. Well, could you take a look at him, see if he's alive?
Yes, of course.
Do you want to do a biology check as well, then?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
You have +1.
Yeah.
And do you have, let's see, I don't think, did you have biology as a bonus? No. Yes. Well, critically he succeed, so you gain, so you haven't used any ingenuity yet, so you can't really regain any. But you investigate this man, and it seems that, judging from the blow to his head, falling down the stair was probably not what would have killed him. It was a heavy blow and would probably be enough to cause a major concussion, but it wouldn't be fatal, you judge. However, you notice that there seem to be traces of poison.
What is this? He seems to be poisoned.
Do anyone want to react to this knowledge?
I'm too busy
Going up the stairs.
running around upstairs, finding where the gunshot came from.
I respond with a simply, "Well, if the seed is poison, we might want to not yell this out loud, cause a commotion here."
Well, people might be in danger.
Yes, but it will be more problems if people knew what was going on.
They deserve to know.
Meanwhile, Slipper Joe, has made his way up the stairs. As you come up, you turn around to look at the area where the gunshot came from. And what you find is what seems to be a man seemingly lying unconscious by the window. He seems to have a very small hole in his chest, the chest of his trench coat, and there seems to be blood spreading from the left side of his chest.
Which side is facing the window?
His left side.
Okay. Is the window open?
Yes, it seems almost from his posture where he's laying, it's almost as if he opened the window and then fell over.
Okay.
Because his arms
Is,
are stretched out in a way as if he was trying to hold on to the newly opened window.
So his left side's facing the window and the wound is on the left.
Yes.
Okay. Is the... I'll go over and check his right side and see if there's a bullet hole, and like his jacket or anything on that side.
There doesn't seem to be. It seems to have only been the one bullet.
Okay, so the entry point was the left then.
Yes.
Okay. Just checking like it didn't come from the inside the room and then went out the window or something.
Yes.
Okay. I will look out the window.
Look out the window and roll me a detection, please.
Okay. What am I adding to that?
Your detection score. Which
Is that just the number that I chose?
there is a number you have somewhere. Let me find it.
Yeah, I chose 2 for detection,
Yes.
so I'm assuming I'm just adding 2.
Yes, just add 2 for it. Skilled as Slippery Yo is, you look out the window and you see something floating out in the bay. You see something that looks like a body floating in the bay.
How far's the bay? Are we close to that? Or?
You are in this building
Oh, okay.
currently. No, actually, just move you.
Would it be possible to fall into the bay from a window, or?
It would potentially be possible, yes, but this body does seem to have floated a bit further out than would be jumpable, so it's probably at least been in the water a bit, at least.
Okay. Oh! I'm gonna go see what this is all about! And I just climb out the window.
Alright. Has anyone else decided to go upstairs at this point, or are you still focusing on the man who fell down?
Wisteria, realizing that the human seems to be dead, would have made her way over as well.
Alright, anyone else?
I would follow too.
Okay. Alright. You make your way to the top floor. Just as you see the slipper wearing, dressing gown wearing man jumping out the window over a dead body on that's laying by the window.
I run towards the window and yell at him like, "What are you doing?"
What's it look like? Go for a swim, you idiot!
I sigh and return back to the room.
You hear a loud splash, all of you.
I sigh even deeper.
I look over towards the window, down the first floor.
You see a man jumping out the window on the seaside of the bar. He
I might
lands in the
walk
water
over
with
and
a
take a
large
look.
splash. Okay. So. On the top floor in the meantime, there you see this body laying on the ground. What do you do?
I decide to inspect it just like the previous one, but this time trying to feel my way around the body to see if there's anything else with it.
There doesn't seem to be anything strange other than that there's a clear bullet hole in the trench coat and there's a large amount of blood now. The man seems to also not be breathing, so you would assume that he's probably dead.
I just start surveilling the room, trying to notice if there's anything I can find in here that could clue me in on what's going on.
You find some, find a couple of things that you don't really know if they're relevant or not. Do me a detection roll to see how much if you can deem these worthy of using or not.
Yep.
You do not think that these things could be relevant to anything, at least you don't think so, but you also know that they are gonna be there for later.
I guess I just consult to the others that we should definitely look around a little bit more, see if anyone else sees something that I clearly cannot.
As all of this commotion is going on, you notice that there is screaming in the streets. It seems to be coming like a block or two away.
Wisteria would first take a picture of the man by the window,
Alright?
and then jump out the window herself.
That window leads into the water.
Ah,
It's on this side of the building.
okay. Then she goes over to the stairs and jumps down the stairs.
Alright. As you're gathering, Yunaro, having spotted that the the three of you have at least inspected the first body, and apparently Yo has gone somewhere else. He kind of waves Wisteria as well as Lloyd over to his table, where along with the Lady Belladonna Miss Belladonna herself over. Did you find anything out about this?
Did you hear the screaming? I'm going after that.
He kind of... I wouldn't go out there right now if I were you. Just see. Apparently, there is someone going around killing off all members of important positions right now. You wouldn't want to become a suspect in more than necessary, correct, right?
I don't care about that. All I care about is that justice comes to the ones that deserve it.
Do you have a death wish?
No.
Then I would not go out there.
He kind of, Yunaro kind of looks over at the lady and then, alright, come over here. He kind of leans in closer to the table, kind of waiting for the other four who is sitting at his table to do the same. As he notices that he has all four of your attentions, I believe there is someone trying to take control, or at least make a big power play in this town. Apparently, while the commotion down here was going on, it would seem they moved west from here. Apparently, the The director of the banking union got poisoned in his office just minutes ago. I've got some of our boys down there making sure that nothing is tampered with. So, you seem to be one of those justice thinkers, am I correct? He looks over at Mysteria.
Well, I suppose yes.
I know you probably won't be able to stop, so how about I make a little offer? The Belladonna family will pay you handsomely if you investigate for us, and you're allowed, of course, publicly make known the details of your investigation afterwards, but we're paying you for providing us with the knowledge at least beforehand you go public. Does that sound like a deal for you?
Oh,
In exchange, I will make sure that the Belladonna family is at your service to aid in this investigation.
I think I can do on my own.
Well, you see, we kind of an affiliated member running about widely, you see. So, if either of you two really started snooping around, it would be kind of bad for our business, and what happens if someone were to upset the balance, right?
What do you mean?
Let's just say that, well, the fact that you're here at this little conference means that you're quite familiar with the underworld already. So I would assume that both of you wouldn't want those connections to be unraveled at their roots, right? Being left out to dry is quite painful.
Well, I don't particularly care.
In that case, I suppose there is only one way to resolve this. If you wouldn't mind, of course, Miss Belladonna, if you could take this mechanic here and our agent, our affiliated, he kind of corrects himself, realizing that saying agent is far too much credit, our little affiliate friend out, who just jumped down the window over there, to accompany Miss Lovebright here on her investigation. Keep me updated, right?
Of course.
Now then. And I suppose you're free to do as you wish, Mr. Von Hellman. But if you seek any contacts in our town, I would suppose that cooperating with the Belladonna family is in your interest, so perhaps you could see it in the beneficial light to assist Miss Belladonna in assisting Miss Lovebright here. You get what my point is, S? Looking in your eyes.
Of course, Mr. Belladonna. I believe we have a shared common interest here.
Good. Well then, as far as my boys down at the banking union headquarters are telling me, and I would assume that this information is good for you to know as well, in your own investigation. As he looks at Wisteria. The director of the banking union was found in his office just a few minutes ago, having gone up there just before dinner. He was found by his assistant, lifeless, with traces of poison found according to the enforcers. The enforcers are probably on their way here now as well, but if you're interested in the victim's conditions, I would suggest coming with them and, investigating both them and the victims here. And one more detail. I think they're after more than just these. You see, that man over there, he was a member of the traditionalist movement from his clothes. Would you care to describe the victim upstairs?
Well, I can show you. I should have my picture here.
He looks carefully at the picture. Yes, that would be Rico. Poor guy. It is as I suspected then. Miss, he turns to the lady, to Miss Belladonna. Is it okay if I disclose the details of that letter your father received just a few days ago?
Of course, go ahead.
You see these. He pulls out a photo as well and puts it on the table. In it is a photo of a letter and 4 playing cards. Specifically, it is the king of spade, clubs, diamonds, and hearts. All with the image of them with a red cross drawn over it. And in the letter, it states that the deck requires to be reshuffled, and the old regime needs to fall. You see, Rodriguez, the boss, suspected that these cards represents 4 of the more influential members of the different factions in Askmall. And that over there seems, I would assume, to be none other than Charles Hendrickson. A recently influential member of the traditionalist movement, one of their main propagators. Rico, who is upstairs, you see, happened to be in charge of some of our more recent projects and how we are going to handle the law enforcement here in town. The banker union leader who was seemingly poisoned, of course, is likely, from what I've heard, it was none other than Felipe himself, Felipe Rinaldo, a good friend of mine. one of the wealthiest men in town. And as recently discovered, you see, it would have seemed that a member of the Pignadoro family seems to be missing right now. Specifically a well, he kind of leans over since this seems to be sensitive information. It would seem that it's none other than Adrian Maximus himself, the leader of the Pignadoro family. Considering this, I would suspect that there is some likelihood even that the Scholastic Order might be next in line to lose a member, if you see what I mean. Perhaps that could be a good point to start your investigation, if the killer is indeed going after all the leaders. Take the back door and you won't get in trouble. You can meet up with him. Some of my boys who have infiltrated in forces, they could be able to take you into the waiting room before the autopsy so you can investigate the body of the banking union leader. He leans backwards again. As this conversation went on, meanwhile out in the bay, Yo is swimming out to this body in the ocean, and it seems to be a man who is seemingly not moving.
Okay. I shall... Is he face down or face up?
Face down.
Okay, I'll turn him over.
Turn him over, and he's currently now floating on the surface.
Does he... Do I recognize him?
Yes. You do. This man is someone you recognize as Adrian Maximus, the leader of the Pignadoro family.
Well, shit! That time to learn you can't swim.
What are you gonna
I'll
do
try.
with him now?
I'll drag him back to...
You attach him
the
to
bear.
with like the belt of your dressing gown, and
Yes.
then just swim in back to shore.
Yeah.
You enter the bar through the back door.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, so the four of you here sitting at this table. Yanaro has just leaned back. Suddenly, a man in slippers and dressing gown, who is soaking wet, slams open the door and is dragging a body behind him.
I unloosen him from the cord and throw him on the floor. I just go,
I found Mr. A. I learned two things. He's wet and he's dead.
How does
Wow,
the
you
four-
used more than one brain cell for once.
How does the other three of you react?
Mysteria rushes over.
Alright, what about the other two at the table? Do you want to react as well?
I just casually walk over and ask, did you find anything on him?
Maybe a sea. I don't know.
I'll
didn't think to check his pockets. Oh shit, me pipe!
just turn my pipe upside and just water just starts dripping out.
A comedically large amount of water, far more than should be able to fit inside your pipe, pours out.
I'm gonna smoke this now.
I'll just disappear and try and... I'm gonna go find some more dry tobacco.
Joe wanders off slightly again nearby.
Yeah. You just hear the slapping of wet slippers on the floor.
Schluff, 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 schluff. What are you doing now as this drowned body is laying on the floor?
Just simply inspect it as always.
Alright. Give me a disadvantaged biology check.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not successful.
Yeah.
You cannot tell. You are, to be fair though, aware that drowning is one of the hardest crimes to determine the time of death at, or even if there is death to begin with.
Just kind of look at it and go, well, he is dead for sure. He was right.
What about the other three?
If I can tell, I would have walked over there as well. I'm just not exactly sure what to do.
The lady just walks past and throws a towel aggressively at the wet dude.
Which one? The living one or the dead one?
Yo, you have just found some you have just found some dry tobacco. As you're about to put it in your pipe, a towel flies at you from behind and knocks it out of your hand and onto the floor.
What in tarnation are you doing?
Dry yourself off!
I'm just
Getting
about
everything
letting it fly. You may be Mrs. Belladonna, but don't waste my tobacco.
Just scrap it off the floor, I don't care.
I casually walk up to the two and go, please, miss, let's not start a commotion. We already have a dead body. Oh, we don't need it.
We have 3 dead bodies!
Yes. Proves the point even more clear then.
Well, there's also the dead banking guy.
Shit.
After Yo has gotten some tobacco now, you're all standing in basically around this one drowned body.
I just wring out my dressing gown on his face.
Gotcha.
He's dead anyway, why do he care? But if the crowd liked it, they're clapping.
You notice that someone opens the door out and you hear the sound of running.
Running in or
Everyone is after them?
Running out. Away.
Yes. Wisteria goes after.
Does anyone else follow this seemingly running man?
I bolt towards the door to check if they've gone too far.
I run after as well.
Well, I'm supposed to be with them, so I guess I'll go too.
And Joe?
Well, shit. Best to get to go follow.
As you all leave the bar, you can see the man who was trying to get away jumping into a car and begin to start it up.
Is the window open?
No, it's closed.
Oh, shame.
I'm all on jackpot.
All right. You use one of your jackpots as as he's about to start, he goes, the car goes, and then suddenly you hear a as all four tires have just punctured from the humidity in the air.
Well, isn't that convenient?
Is the doors locked on the car?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I'll go and try and unlock it.
Alright. You head over to the car and give me a... I guess that would count as a technology?
Alright. Alright. I don't quite remember how to roll.
It's the
Guessing.
dice in the left corner.
You can just do just slash roll d4.
Yeah, that works too.
True. Then I can do plus my...
Technology.
Yep.
Alright. You do easily succeed in unlocking the door, and the man exits the car because he doesn't really have any other choice at this point. What do you do?
Can I try and grab him real quick before he gets out?
Yes. Give me a physique check. Alright. You succeed in grabbing him and locking his arm. What?
Got him.
Hey! What's this about?
You tell us. You sprinted away very suspiciously after we found 3 dead bodies.
He...
Might be 4 dead bodies if you don't stop talking, if you know what I mean.
I'm going to slap you with your own slipper. I swear to God.
he... Alright, I'll talk, but we need to get somewhere else. Not out here in the open. It's too dangerous.
Well then.
Where do you take him?
Is there a nearby alleyway?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yes.
Let's take him over there.
And I'll lead the way into the alleyway.
You're still slightly wet flopping a bit as you walk into the alley.
Yeah.
As you do this, all 5 of you enter the alley. You see? Okay then. You see? I just found out that my friend. Well, you heard about, you know, that banking union leader?
Mm-hmm.
We used to be friends back in the day. I was friends with the others too. Rico, Adrian, all of them. All of the victims were old friends of mine, so... Well, we did some shady things back then, but... I didn't think that it would have these consequences, but... I think someone's after us for something we did back then. And I think I'm next.
Back when?
Well, it was 10 years ago or so. We were kind of, you know, intoxicated and all, but we were celebrating, and we were just gonna do like a small little, you know, like a little con, you know, a small scam, and we tried to get the store owner of a, a grocer to hand over the day's income as protection money. It succeeded and all, but the on the way out, well, I slipped and turned. A candle fell over, and the whole place went all in flames. The only people who knew about us being there to begin with was us five. I assumed that grocer's relatives probably is trying to exact revenge because that crime was brought up as just an accident of a candle falling over. There was no one put on trial for it, you know.
You telling me some greengrocer's got a killing spree?
Not him, but I found out that he apparently had a son who works as an assassin in the big city. I think it could be him. I kind of thought it wouldn't be anything big, but all of them are dead. You know, I, I, I panicked and ran. Wanted to go into hiding. What do you say?
I kind of look at him and go, so you would expected you would escape this man who's already taken down all your other friends.
Well, what other choice do I have?
Have you considered seeking out protection?
Oh yeah. I'm a member of the Scholastic Order. I couldn't seek out help from competent, capable people no matter where I went. You know this town, don't you? Controlled by the Bellitoners. They've got beef with some members of our order. Me seeking help in this situation would be like, well, trying to ask a dog to not protect his master. The only person I could have asked for help would have been Rico, but now he's gone too.
But I don't know why I should care if he kills you or not.
Well, 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 you're gonna investigate this then, aren't you?
That's what the boss wants me to do. I'll do it, but you ain't giving me a good reason to keep you alive. I don't mind if I kill you.
Oh, let me help you. If we can catch the culprit, I mean, if they get put in a slammer, I'll be safe.
Stop making yourself useful.
What are the others thinking of this?
Well, since we're already investigating about these mysterious events, I see we should find a way to keep him safe at least. Probably not the best protection, but some protection at least.
Is the grocery store owner still around? Would I know this person?
No, they died in that fire.
Okay. Would I know the family though? If I did a folklore check, would it be
You
a
can do a
known
folklore
family?
check for it, yes.
Sure.
You remember reading about this fire yourself, and you remember the person. You never weren't personally acquainted with him, but you knew about this incident.
Hmm.
And it was indeed kind of just brushed off as an incident, that rather than anyone being blamed for it.
Was he ever known to have had a son? Like, was that?
Yes,
was that
he was
known?
known to have a son. Yes.
Yeah.
Why would he wait all this time for his revenge?
Oh, you say, you know how recently there's been unrest, and that we're kind of now trying to reorganize the law enforcement here. Well, it's because of that. He could get away with it much easier in the chaos of this kind of stalemate between the factions.
You know what he looks like?
Huh?
I said, do you know what he looks like, you dummy?
No, I never met his son. And even then, that
You
was
would-
like 10 years ago. He would have grown up since then.
Well, what's this old grocery store?
It was. It was over in. Over in the lower areas of the Scholastic Order quarters. You know, in the district by the fountain. It used to be. They've now erected a new building on top of it, but that's where it used to be. Kind of near to. Near to the old. You remember the old textile shop, Miss Anne's. It's right next
Yeah, I
door.
know the place.
Yeah, it's right next door.
Well, I'm gonna go check it out. I'm fed up with this.
The man starts slopping away. What do the other four of you do? Also, to point out, he's walking this path. It's gonna take like at least a decent amount of time to get there. Like you would usually use a car.
I turn towards Miss Caroline and go, you wouldn't happen to have any sort of vehicle in possession that we could use for better travel?
Well, I could ask for one.
Do you want to ask for one?
Yes.
Within a few minutes, one of the members of the family hands you a key to a car.
There we go. I'm not a great driver, so any one of you can drive.
Who wants to drive?
Did nobody take driving as this game?
I do have a little bit of driving experience.
Yeah.
I have fixed the one or two up too, so I know a little bit about them.
Well then, here you go. She throws the keys over.
Alright, you make your way inside the car.
Wisteria is very uncomfortable with being in the car, but she reluctantly follows.
Alright. This is not a very difficult long drive, so it should be fine. Just give me a general driving roll just to see how well it goes. You have a advantage on it.
Okay.
You absolutely cleared the drive. You see the man with slippers walking by as you catch up with him easily. Do you want to try and get him into the car as well, or?
I'm dragging him in. I open the door and just drag him in.
What is going on?
Yo, you get yanked off the street. Give me a. Yo.
Whoops. Yeah.
Give me a. Let me think what this would classify as. I guess. Trickery roll to try and keep your slippers on as you get yanked off the street.
Okay.
You managed to
I didn't lose them swimming either.
You skillfully, and you also, as you get dragged in, you hold them up in the air enough that they actually dry off.
Nice. I very ungracefully collapse on whoever is closest to me when I get dragged in the car. Yeah. I stink of salt water.
You make your way, despite this, down to the lower quarter of the Scholasticate Orders district. Well then. You arrive. What do you do at this point?
Joe's gonna go to where the building would have been.
All right.
So I know the fountain's there. So
Yes,
I'll
it would be in the building
I'll
right.
head that way. Yeah.
Yo heads over to where there used to be a grocery store. Now it's a super niche store. It's specifically a saxophone mouthpiece repair shop.
Fucking hell. How many people play the saxophone in this fucking town?
3.
Clearly enough.
Jesus Christ!
It's a booming business.
Apparently.
How often do they break it? Holy shit.
I know, yeah.
Every time they use it, probably.
Yeah.
The other,
Is the shop open?
the other 4 of you, do you want to investigate as well?
I'm following him because I don't want him to do anything stupid.
Alright.
Good luck with that.
I'll go and shop it more because I'm interested in the saxophone parts.
Oh, might have a 4th customer. That's where they get it. It's like a monthly subscription service. That's where they get you.
Sorry about that. Alright, the other 3 of you, how do you want to do now? What do you do?
Is the... Did we leave the man back at the place? Or
No,
did
he's
we
in the
bring
car
him?
with you.
Okay, I think I'll stay with him just to keep an eye on him. Anything else, you know?
Alright. What about Wisteria and Lynn?
I thought I was gonna go into shop and look at the mouthpieces.
Alright. And then Wisteria.
Yeah. Upon is there anything else interesting around? I would just
you notice that there seems that you're not too far from where, as far as you understand, the Belladonna family keeps some of its offices when it comes to its law enforcers. More specifically, the official, the kind of facade of it, the official law enforcement. That being in this building over here. You would assume that that's probably where the bodies of all the victims are being brought.
you would head there then.
Alright. Okay. So the 3 of you at the saxophone shop. What do you do now that you have arrived here?
Oh, is there ways down the side or the back of the building, or is it like just the front?
The burning was to the point where the entire building was like put down, but the entire building is the ground floor of the building is the saxophone workshop.
Okay. Well, I wanna do a cheeky little check to see if I can find a way in.
All right.
Would that be detection?
Yes.
Alrighty.
All right. You.
Boom.
All right. you you do indeed find a let's see. You let's see. Yeah, you find a way inside.
Okay.
You see a little back door that leads into what seems to be like a kind of on kitchen for a small kitchen area for the people that's that's kind of manning the store with like a kettle and a small stove top.
Okay. And the back door's just unlocked.
Yes,
Is it, or-
it seems that the owner is currently out on a small errand.
Okay.
And he's kind of left through the back door and forgot to lock it in the hurry.
Well, if nobody else followed me, then I'll pop my head round and just back. I found a way in round the back.
Have
And then I'll disappear again.
gotcha. Have Alicia Belladonna or Lynn already headed inside the shop at this point, or would they be waiting outside?
I follow him.
Alright, you follow him.
I'll probably just be waiting outside the front, looking at it through the window.
Alright. The two of you then make your way inside the back door.
Gotta be real careful not to leave any traces. You know what I mean? Can't be having them know we've been here.
As he says, dripping water
I
from
was
his
going to
testicle
say,
on the floor.
you're already dripping water everywhere. What do you mean, no trick?
Give me a give me a trickery roll.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, that's a +3, so there you go.
You are constantly also dropping tobacco out of your pipe, but your dressing gown is so wet and so far down on the ground now that it's basically cleaning after you.
I'm like a Roomba.
So, you've made your way inside.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Clues.
Okay, okay, give me a detection then.
Oh, what? Sorry.
Give me a detection if you want to try and look for clues.
There you go.
It's a d6.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
For detection?
Yes. The proficiency stats is d6 and knowledge ones are d4.
I've been rolling d4s for everything.
Yeah, I've noticed. I thought I'd mention it.
You mentioned that quite late, don't you?
You're really getting into the character right now.
One single brain cell.
Hey, look, the rolls the same.
Yeah. I just want to, you look around.
Hmm.
Nothing really pops out to you as it is.
Okay. I'll use one of my jackpots then to
All right.
tip the scales.
All right. Jackpot then.
Yep.
So that's one jackpot token on you as well.
Yep.
You walk inside.
Hmm.
Alicia, you see as he walks further inside, not noticing the kind of head height cupboard that's open. He hits his head on the door of it, slips and falls backwards. However, as he does, he also kicks a chair that happens to slightly fall underneath him, so that he ends up sitting on the chair. And as you do, you hold for like you try and grab something for balance. You pull on a drawer, pull it open to keep your balance, And inside you see what seems to be the deed for the land that the store is on.
Huh. Well, we should probably take a look at that.
You observe the deed. It does indeed classify or list that the previous owner was deceased, and as such, it was the land was reclaimed by the local mayor, and then redistributed to this person. There was no listing of an heir in town, and thus that's why the land was reclaimed.
Who owns the land now then?
The shop owner.
Does it not have his name on the...
No, the saxophone
okay.
shop owner is named Nicholas Bard.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming, did he purchase the land then if it just got absorbed by...
Yes, he purchased the land off the mayor.
Yeah.
It was also listed as stigmatized property, so he got it cheap.
Well, that's a good start, but it's not enough. I'm gonna keep looking.
You do that, I will go check on the corpse.
What corpse?
Was it a bank dude? It
Yes,
was a
the bank
dude.
union officer.
The bank dude.
Wait, did we bring the dead bodies with us?
No, but
No.
this is this building over
It's in the
here
house over
is where the where the police is keeping stuff.
Mm.
I missed that part. I was just wondering why it was just bringing all the dead bodies with us.
Says the person who literally dragged a dead body with him.
Yeah, I was about to say you literally dragged one with you.
It's like one of those video games where you keep all the clues in your inventory space, and just dead bodies in your inventory.
God.
I'll just expect those again. Just drop them off.
Oh
And
God.
say, somebody needs to go check the trunk in the car.
Yeah, let me just a moment. I will check the fucking soaked up wet corpse that we have in the trunk of the fucking car.
Oh God.
But no, I'm going. Yes, checking on that
Yes.
dude.
I shall keep rummaging.
Alright, you're keeping rummaging this area.
Yes.
You reach the police office. Good day, ma'am. What business do you have here today?
I'm here to check out the people who were killed.
Oh, I see. He kind of tries to judge. Mind me asking, but whose authority are you working on?
She pulls out a business card and says, Wisteria Lovbright, creative director of the Flower Power Brigade.
Miss, I'm terribly sorry, but as it is an ongoing case, only those affiliated with law enforcement, he says in a very kind of questionable tone, are allowed to investigate the bodies for now.
Yes, I clearly am.
I'm sorry, but you're not on our list of official representatives.
I wouldn't expect myself to be on there.
Well, in that case, we might have a bit of an issue here, miss.
Not at all.
How so?
You see, I'm so secret that not even the ones who usually keep secrets would know about me.
I'm sorry, but there's only 2 lists here, and if you're not on either of them, I do not have the authority to let you approach the bodies.
No worries about your authority. I'm going in on my authority.
That's not how this works.
Yes, it is.
No, I don't think so. I read the regulations just the other day again.
Have you checked them now?
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, yes, I mean, no, I mean, they haven't changed since yesterday.
Are you sure of that?
Positively.
Can I do a charisma roll?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh my god.
Just try to gaslight this man.
You managed to convince him that maybe there's been some kind of out of order change to the regulations, so I guess I'll check. It says he pulls out a book from underneath the counter and starts flipping through it.
As he does, Wisteria goes inside.
Alright, you go inside then. And around the time when you arrive, you can see that the bodies from the previous, from the bar, has also just been delivered for inspection. However, the doctor that is going to be in charge of the autopsy has not arrived yet. What do you do?
Investigate what I can.
You investigate, and they all seem to be in the same sort of condition. Roll me a biology check,
Yes.
and then 1 biology is standard and 1 disadvantaged one.
I'll take that.
Alright. In that case, okay.
For the critical fail, can I use Page Turner?
Yes, you can. So in that case, okay. While it seems indeed like the banker union member was seemingly poisoned indeed, and it would appear that not just him, all 4 of them seem to have traces of similar poison.
Is it possible to deduce sort of what kind of poison it would be?
It's not one you recognize.
Okay.
That's all you know. As you're figuring this out, Alicia has managed to enter the building and, of course, has the authority to just go straight in. A very confused and stressed out guard greets you as you enter the building and nods to you and then signals that you're allowed to go in as he continues flipping through the book.
What are you doing?
I'm looking if the regulations have changed.
Why would they change within a day?
I don't know, but they could have.
No, they didn't.
Oh, is that so?
What happened? Why didn't you look through the book?
Well, there was this woman who came in saying that she had her own authority to access the bodies of the victims, but I tried to tell her that the regulation states that that's not how it works, and she kept telling me it was, and in the end I felt like I should at least check.
Don't worry, she is with me. Everything is okay.
Okay. This is kind of...
Don't worry about it.
Sits down a bit and slumps in the chair.
I just walk through to the room.
Yes. Meanwhile, what are the other 3 of you doing at this point?
I mean, at this point, I'm probably knee deep in my rummaging.
You found a box of broken and to-be saxophone mouthpieces that are going to be disposed of.
Okay.
You realize in particular that one of them has a kind of one end of it is actually perfect, that you could probably actually stick it onto your pipe and play saxophone through your pipe.
I'll pocket it then.
Alright. Other than that, you haven't really found anything super out of the ordinary. It seems to be a very normal shop otherwise.
In which case, I will leave the way that I came in.
Alright. What about the other 2 of you? What are you doing?
After probably window shopping and looking for a bit, I kind of realized the owner's not there, and so I just go back to the car.
Alright. Meanwhile, in the car then, what has been going on here?
I've been mostly just talking, trying to get more information on the situation. Mainly asking stuff like what happened, what else happened during that night when the building was burned, and furthering into why he would believe that this supposed son would go all this way to deal with something like this.
Okay, give me a charisma for this whole conversation.
Alright. And it's with a +1 there too, yeah.
Alright. It would seem that seem, at least, that the playing cards, specifically the deck of the playing cards that was sent to a lot of influential members as a threat, the one that you saw in the photo before, they were all printed in the big city that the sun lives in, and the specific choices of using playing cards, as the little gang of the five of them when they were young were usually known as they were known as specifically as the kings, because of how they basically ruled the youth of the town.
I see. In that case, I kind of ask him further about what he intends to do now, knowing all this.
I kind of just, want to get out of here. I mean, I've been working at the order for a while now, but I mostly just do like menial tasks and stuff. I feel like I should probably move out, kind of let go of the past. Like, now that they're gone, there's really no reason for me to stay here.
You don't think this supposed killer would find you and chase after you?
Well, it probably would, but it would probably be even easier for him to track me down if I stayed. Right?
You have a point there. In my opinion, I would suggest that you find some sort of protection until this whole mystery is solved. What you do then is all up to you.
Oh, you speak well of good advice. Oh. He kind of nods, and then well, we are nearby the police station, I suppose. So I suppose I could hang around the town square here, just peruse the shops, stay where there's crowds. What do you think?
Possibly. Any sort of authority here would more than likely be able to help you if something.
Alright. I'll do that then. How is there a way I can get in contact with you if needed?
I sort of just scribbled down a random address that I know of. You
Alright.
can find me here, and you can see me later tonight.
I see. Gotcha. Well, I'll stay around here where there's crowds and authority figures then.
Good call.
He says and gives a deep bow of thankfulness for your advice, and he kind of heads down into this, which is like a mom and pop shop, for example. Like, it's led by like an elderly couple. The three of you then kind of meet up now near the car. What do you do? As you see this slippered man come out of the back door of the store.
I just look at them and go, Did you find anything on your little journey?
All we came across was some deed for the land. It's purchased real cheap, like. That's about it. Oh, and this squeaky thing. I'm putting up a pipe.
Well, I guess that still puts us in the same position as before. Nothing new except for all these mysteries surrounding these incidents.
Hmm, well, meanwhile, down at the police station, you have rendezvoused, the two of you. What do you say at this point?
So, since you've been here a bit earlier than me, have you already found anything at all?
Yes, it was in. Well, if you remember at the inn, I said one was poisoned, and well, we also heard that the banker would probably be as well. And you see, it seems all of them have been poisoned with the same thing.
Do you by any chance know what poison it is?
No, in fact, it's a type I don't recognize at all.
Is there any other injuries? Have you checked?
Have I checked?
No, but you can do. This will be detection.
Detection. Could I use confidence?
Yes, you could. Alright. Well, while they all seem to have died from poison, there was the one who received a heavy concussion from falling down the stairs, but seemingly no other wounds. There was the guy who was shot in the chest, but it would seem that, looking closer, that while the bullet did enter, it was through a quite thick wallet, so it never really got deep enough to do fatal damage. It just got deep enough to do a wound and bleed a lot. And lastly, the guy who was drowned, well, he was probably poisoned and just thrown into the ocean, you wouldn't hazard.
Well, while they do have wounds, it seems to me that they actually died of the poison. The others were probably an attempt to cover the poisoning up.
Then we just really need to find out what poison this is.
Yes, indeed.
Are you feeling that you've investigated, or is there more you want to look for?
I think we probably checked enough. Because I don't think I would know any about the poison either.
Alright. So you want to rendezvous back with the others?
Yeah.
Alright. This area as well then. You've investigated all the corpses. Do you feel satisfied with your investigation here?
Did you ask me?
Yes.
Ah,
Or is there more you want to confirm?
no, that's probably all right.
Alright. You all five of you rendezvous back together by the car. Well then. You all kind of share the knowledge you found out. And as you're pondering your next move, a member of the family comes up to the five of you. Greetings. I have a report. It's supposed to be delivered to you on Gennaro's order. We have found some suspects. Would you care to investigate the suspects?
Got nothing better to do. Where are they?
We've acquisitioned a warehouse from the banking union that we are using to keep them under surveillance in.
Well, no time like the present. And I'll just start walking towards the warehouse.
Okay. You start heading towards the warehouse, which is all the way over here.
Yep.
The rest four of you, what do you do now?
Can we just run him over?
Don't worry, I still have
Slippers.
six of my luck things. You can try and run me over if you like.
No!
God.
We should probably take the car again. And just yoink him in.
Yeah.
Who wants to be on jointing duty?
I would like to take care of that.
Alright, you position yourself in the car and start driving again.
Wait, before we do that, correctly. Oh wait. Well, detective, didn't you say that the guy from before who might be in danger was wandering about? Did you bring him?
I believe he shall be alright. I gave him a note to head towards the police station for safety. I told him to meet us up probably later tonight, whenever he does. I think we put him in much more danger. Allow him to follow us all around.
That is fair, I suppose.
Well then, you enter the car. Lloyd, give me a physique check for yoinking the man.
If I got this right.
As you're driving by, you open the car door, preparing to grab him. However, as you do, he is prepared this time and stands firm,
Oh no.
causing you to fall out of the car instead. And land on the ground next to him.
I guess the car then zooms past.
Yes. Do you turn around the car or do you just continue?
We should probably pick them up.
Yeah, I'll turn the car around.
Give
I'm
me
assuming I'm driving.
yes, give me a driving check for turning around and picking them
Oh
up.
no!
Let's go, make it a
Oh my
1. Let's go. Roll low 1. Roll low 1.
Alright then. You turn over the car. You head towards the place where you dropped them. However, someone has dripped water all over the road.
Wait, I would have only have dripped water leading up to where I am, right?
Yes, but you kind of so you walked. He tried to grab you, fell out the car, and you then walk over to look at him, or either help or laugh at him. But
Oh,
because
yeah.
of that, there's a small puddle here.
Uh-oh.
That can't be good.
So
I'll use a jackpot to make this moment even more funny.
Oh, gosh.
oh god.
Might as well use them up.
Okay, you use another jackpot in this situation.
Yeah.
The car comes barreling through. As it's trying to stop, it slips
Yeah.
and begins to swerve sideways. The
Nice.
door, which is still open because Lloyd tried to joink you in,
Yeah.
you both fall into the car as it swerves around. And you're now going, you're now all in the car as it's going in the correct direction. As it swerved 180 degrees.
Jeez, where'd you learn to drive that?
What can I say? I
Said
know these
jeez.
things as mechanics.
Can I punch Joe in the face?
Roll their combat.
Okay.
I'll use a jackpot so he misses.
God. Roll their combat and then the jackpot.
Okay. Or however a jackpot interacts with that.
Yes,
I'm just gonna keep using them till I've used 8.
I can tell. Okay.
I've been too sparing with my jackpots. I need to be more liberal.
Okay. Okay, so you ball your fist up, and you're prepared to do a proper socking of the face. As you do, Yo goes, "Oh, my slipper is loose."
My slipper's loose.
Bends down to put it back properly.
Yeah.
Causing the punch to now be directed at the car, the car frame, and you hit your hand on the car. So I guess Lloyd is, I guess, now suppressed. And and Joe, you have the upper hand.
Pin or as the up. And I have what? The upper hand?
Yes.
Is there a description for that?
In middle of the combat part, the attacker gains upper hand status, which can be consumed to knock out an enemy, preventing it continued participation in combat.
Oh, nice.
You can also, let's see, you have, what was it you had? You had, the confident, I believe you had, for example, right, that triggers fisticuffs for you. So if you want, since you now gained upper hand, you can pin an enemy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, what it'll be is I bend down to reattach my slipper, and in so doing, I lift up my foot to do so, and then, not realizing what's happening, put my foot back down on top of Lloyd, and now he's pinned under my foot.
Okay, Lloyd, you have been pinned.
Great.
Yeah. And as you can probably imagine, Joe's feet do not smell pleasant. He doesn't wear socks.
Also, since you now have the upper hand, you can choose to knock him out completely.
No, Joe's too oblivious
Okay.
to that. He's just
What are you guys doing?
I'm fixing my slipper.
Why is that dude under your foot?
I don't know, but it's comfy.
Please lift your foot up. I can't bear to smell it anymore.
Okay.
I'm
While this has been going on, you have actually arrived at a warehouse. You have arrived at the warehouse despite all this. Lloyd will require some bit time to recover. The other four of you, however, can go inside and discuss the subjects, the suspects.
Well, I'm gonna get in there and use my expert interrogation technique.
Just please don't stick your feet into their faces.
Plan.
Oh god. You all kind of enter except Lloyd. Especially Yo has quite a lot of swagger since he currently has the upper hand.
He's just popping on his pipe, and as he does, you just hear the from the mouthpiece.
He's gonna be playing bloody epic sax at the end of this. You make your way inside, and the police chief kind of notices, particularly recognizing Alicia and to some extent Joe, whether he wants to or not on the latter.
Joe is well respected in high society, I'll have you know. Sarcasm detected.
Probably can smell you from fucking 10 miles away.
You make your way inside, Don. Meanwhile, Lloyd is sitting in the car with all doors opened up, kind of fanning himself with his hat. Meanwhile, then, inside, the police chief kind of goes, "Oh, you see, it would seem that, well, we haven't found any real evidence on the scenes. Would you happen to have any you found? He says he kind of discusses this as he walks you through the warehouse towards where the suspects are held. Have you come up with any evidence pointing in towards any suspects?
Well, we heard from one of the guys that it was his pals getting killed by this man he thinks is the son of a grocer that they swindled many years ago.
I see.
And poison was involved.
Oh, you're talking about the King gang. I see. Ah, yes, I know who you're talking about then, yes. No, I don't think it could have been him. That son of that you're referring to, I believe he hasn't been sighted here, well, since he left 10 years ago. And none of my officers have reported sighting him. As he is working for a different family, like, you can understand that we would make sure that their activity doesn't approach our territory. So we've been keeping track of them, and we haven't seen that son in the coast town here.
What else we got?
Well, we have, you see, we have a member of the Pignadoro family who was spotted nearby the banking union's main office at the time of the crime. We also have a very suspicious member of the banking union who was caught nearby. It was caught nearby the river banks, just south of here, on the other side of the river. He was trying to dispose of something, but we managed to catch him before, so I'll mention what he was trying to dispose once we get to our little temporary room. And lastly, we have suspicions on a member of the traditionalist movement, an old man who is claiming that it's that this is the fault of the scholastic order, but he seems a bit strange and is accusing us and everyone else, and has previous cases of wrongly accusing people of crimes. Oh, here they are. Well, before we go inside, and first off, I'd like you to know that since, as far as I understand it, you haven't found any evidence for any of the suspects either, have you? Well, if we haven't found any evidence, I would hesitate. This is a case where we'll have to try and find out who has an alibi rather than trying to find who could have done it. Or rather, we need to figure out who could have done it rather than who did it, and then go from there. Since we don't know the exact details of how or even exactly when these murders were committed, all we know is that really the only ones who can be accounted for are the ones that were present during the time between the third and the fourth victim.
Do you think that the people you got here, one of them did it?
I mean, these are the ones that were have been suspicions as well as unaccounted for during the period of time of the crime.
Well, I have an idea. If you want to hear it.
Yes?
If you assume they're all guilty, then we're 100% chance to get the right one.
Well, I suppose you are correct, but that would send a message of irresponsibility about the family.
I know that.
We might be missing someone as well.
I see why Rodriguez usually deploy you outside of Askmore.
Supposed to me.
Well, your skills are clearly more qualified than dealing with these kinds of situations.
Well, I guess you're right, yeah. I'm one of them smart ones, you know what I'm saying?
He casts a worried look. He casts a worried look at the Miss Belladonna.
She just face palms her fucking forehead.
Well, the suspects are open for interrogations.
I'll get right to it, but first I gotta step away for a moment. Sorry, I'll be a couple of minutes.
Alright. Yo tries to look for a bathroom. Meanwhile, Lloyd has managed to catch up with everyone. And gets brought up to speed on the situation. Any comments on this?
I sort of just think to myself for a moment as I go, well, is there anything else we can do about this?
Well, you have entered a room with the suspects that are being kept in separate booths, soundproofed. Kind of makeshift their interrogation rooms. Remember that your goal here is to interview them to try and figure out specifically if any one of them were what they were doing during the time of the between the guy falling down the stairs and the guy being poisoned.
Alright.
Go ahead. Which one do you want to investigate first? Well, who do you interrogate?
We'll just start whatever who's first on the list.
That would be the Pignadoro member.
Yes, we'll start off with him.
What do you want? I tell you I'm innocent, I didn't do anything.
That's right. I'm not accusing you of anything. Just simply here to ask you a few questions.
I have already answered all the questions. What question do you have that I haven't already answered?
Well, first off, would you happen to know anything about an old gardener manager from years ago?
No, not heard of anything like that.
Anything else suspicious you've noticed? Something either directly involving with the rest of the Pignadora?
I don't really know. I've been down in the lab working on our project the most recent weeks. You know, I've just went out for a walk to get some air after having been inside for like a week, and then this whole thing happened.
What kind of a project were you working on?
That's confidential.
Could I use some sort of check to make him speak?
You could try a difficult charisma check.
Okay. Well, I'll try that then.
All right. You managed to somehow kind of somehow convince him. Alright, you can stop staring, I'll talk. We've been working on this substance, you know, like for our smugglers, if they were to be captured so that they can escape. It's a substance that knocks you out completely, leaves you in an almost dead-like state. It even slows down your breathing to near unnoticeable points. And to make it more believable, it even looks as if it was traces of poison rather than what it actually is. But, you know, like just a few days ago, our prototype was stolen, so we have to start all over from scratch now, and it's a bit of a mess.
This prototype of yours, was it still in, I would say, did you test it out in any ways? Like, was there any side effects to it?
It seemed to work as predicted on at least primates. We had there's one monkey, the last one batch. We administered it to him, and he seemed basically dead for like a couple of hours, and then after like a quarter of a day, he woke up as if he had just been sleeping.
So, from your own research and from what you're saying, there's nothing indicating that any of this could lead to direct fatality.
No, of course you're completely vulnerable while in that state. I mean, you're essentially dead for like a couple of hours, but otherwise, no side effects have been found out in our testing.
I see. I believe I have no further questions.
That means somebody could fake their own death. Maybe somebody in the morgue's not actually dead.
Well, someone might also use it to, as I said, render people quite vulnerable.
What if their plan was to get in the morgue all along?
What
They
I'm
could be out there killing while we're talking to nobodies.
Well, what I'm saying is that this prototype might have been used.
I'd agree with that.
Yes, but on the people who are now dead.
Yeah, we only thought they were dead. Maybe they weren't dead. Maybe they were just being pretend dead.
Except they then died in other ways. For real.
Maybe they pretended to be really dead.
Wisteria and Alicia, you remember during this conversation here now that, as far as you said, it did indeed seem that the poison is what killed everyone that was dead. As the
They didn't really have any other injuries, yeah.
As the concussion was not enough to be lethal according to Wisteria's biology check. The bullet was not deep enough embedded to cause more than external bleeding. The drowned person seemed to not have asphyxiated. And then there was one who was just poisoned.
And yes, you.
And all these victims are bloody old pals with that guy that was trying to get away. Maybe he was just pretending too.
Yes.
Now they're all together.
That
We should probably check that out.
I'll start walking there right now.
Why? Stop walking! Take the fucking car! You're gonna take ages to get there!
You head outside. As you arrive at the car, however, men in suits run out, holding batons, and one of them even has a gun. They're surrounding you. Just like the boss said. Yeah, you won't get fun in this investigation. If we can keep you here, and the boss said you'll pay us handsomely, this will be great. They're not even combat equipped. This will be easy.
jackpot.
You don't know who you're messing with, fella. I'll jackpot as well.
Okay, we have one tier 4 jackpot and one tier 2 jackpot.
Let's go.
If we're gonna start combat, I could say I could do quick draw.
Okay,
I
do
can also
you
do a
want to
jackpot.
use your quick draw then?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have... Okay, anything else before we enter combat?
My brain can't think of what my stuff did.
You have more kind of in combat, not really that much pre-combat, I
See,
believe.
good.
I'll use a jackpot for myself.
Oh.
Yeah, this is... there's too many vigilantes. Okay, so we have one tier 1, one tier 2, one tier 4 jackpot, and a quick draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going all the way to tier 8.
I'll
baby.
just start beating them up, I don't care.
Okay, so... By pure coincidence now... this group that is originally... this is originally a group of 20 thugs.
Oh, nice.
Two of them start running towards you with batons. However, Lynn managed to get a quick draw off before they approach, hitting specifically the one guy who is first in the hand, causing him to both fall to the ground and as well as drop his baton as it goes flying into the air. The baton then continues twirling into the air until it flies off over to specifically on top of this roof where the chimney cracks and falls down, burying two of them under the rubble of the chimney. The one guy who is left with a rushing baton goes to smack Joe with a baton in the head. As this is about to happen, Joe, you did tighten your right slipper extra carefully before, but your left slipper is now loose, and you fall out, like stumble backwards a bit as you're being approached, and by doing so, your slipper kind of glides away from you, and the guy with a baton trips on your slipper, face first into it. He screams as he throws his baton into the air, trying to cover his nose.
Yeah.
Fainting from it. The baton then goes flying, hitting two others between the heads, like ping ping, like pinballing between them, knocking both of those out. You have now in total knocked out 6 people, and we still have one tier 2 jackpot left, which will manifest in the form of you kind of the guy with a gun, seeing all this, getting impatient, fires, but gets distracted by the chaos even more, causing the shot to ring out incorrectly, hitting the car, bouncing off the car, hitting the bridge where he is standing, causing the railing to break, and he falls into the river and gets taken down it. You are now left with only 13 out of the 20 goons. None of them have guns anymore.
This is like some Blues Brothers shit.
Yes. So, let's see how I want to divide this up. So, let's see, we have, I believe it's in here. Yes, I will use this as the icon because I don't have anything else right now. So, we have,
A blue mage.
Blue mage.
I don't have much criminal icons, okay? So I'm gonna use these as enemy tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 8 plus. How many more do I need? I need 7 more.
5.
Right?
13 left, right?
Yes.
So it's 5.
5 more. There we go. So, to split this up now, I'm gonna see. So, we have 2 people over here across the bridge, 2 people, actually 3 people over here, 3 people over here, 3 people over here on the beach, and then 1 person on the bridge, and 2 people back here in this alley. How do you since you now have the advantage after that start,
Yeah.
how do you want to divide yourself up into zones? You get to choose now, actually, how you want to divide yourselves up.
What is considered a zone? on this
Each of
stuff?
these enemy areas. So you can either, there's one zone is down here by the enemies, one is here on the
Yeah.
bridge, one is like, actually let me just freehand draw this. So this is zone 1, zone
Yeah.
2, zone 3, zone 4, zone, and zone. These are the zones of
Okay.
combat you can place yourself
Well,
into. However, this
I'm-
zone you can't place yourself into because it's behind enemy lines.
I'm going to this one.
Alright?
I'm gonna go for this one.
The remaining 3 of you, where do you want to place yourselves?
I'm going over here.
Alright, you're going out onto the bridge 1-on-1.
I'll go up here.
And Visteria?
Well, there's one left then.
Alright. So then, I'm gonna let you guys start. So, who of you wants to take the first turn, first action of this turn?
I can.
Alright, what do you want to do?
I think I'll just start rush the one guy on the bridge and start to hit him square in the face in a one-punch knockout.
Alright, you go and try and punch him. Give me a combat roll.
Yeah. This is-
Combat is, well, well. Okay. You try and punch him. However, you spectacularly miss. And your action is over. Let's see, do I want to... yes, he's gonna then respond by attacking you. Plus... Yep, that's not a success either, so you both kind of just dodging and weaving each other right now on the bridge in a fist fight. Okay, who wants next?
I'll go next.
Alright. Yo, what are you doing against these 3 people with batons in suits?
Well, I'm gonna use trickery
Okay.
as I'm gonna fake out one of them
Okay.
with the intention of trying to get him to swing at me and hopefully misdirect him so he hits one of his allies.
Okay, yep. Give me a
So-
trickery then.
Yeah, and I'll you can't add confidence to combat things,
No.
can you? Is this? I'm assuming this trickery is considered a combat action rather than an out of combat
No,
action.
confidence will work on this.
Okay, so I can add 2 to the proficiency modifier.
Yes.
So it's D. Is it 6 or 4?
It's a 6.
D6. D6 plus 5. There you go.
Alright, okay, you manage to indeed kind of... You go in between them and kind of act as if you're gonna attack the guy over here.
Yeah.
But kind of provoking him into countering you. But his counter misses as you were prepared for it and backs out. So he hits his friend, who becomes suppressed,
Yeah.
and you gain the upper hand. Because you gain the upper hand, you can then pin a suppressed target if you want, because of fisticuffs.
Yeah. What'll happen is I run in, look as if I'm about to swing. I'll fumble my pipe and then I dip down to grab it. That's when he smacks his friend, and then I kind of spin around and then just like land on top of him.
Alright. Okay, you have 2 turn cooldown on fisticuffs.
I have 2 what?
2 turn cooldown on fisticuffs. Now,
Yeah.
but you do manage to pin the enemy. Do you want to consume your upper hand to put him, knock him unconscious?
Yes. I'll do it now. Yeah.
Alright, you consume your upper hand, noticing that you have indeed pinned this guy, you kind of just finish it off with like a well-placed, like basically a backhand slap to his face,
Yeah.
causing him to be knocked out. Alright then, who, let's see, so then it will be an enemy next. Seeing what you did to his pal, this guy is going to attack. And that will miss, so you're fine.
Okay.
Yes, you're fine. Who wants to go next of allies? Wisteria, Alicia, or Lynn? Which one of you want to go?
I guess I'll go. If nobody else saying anything.
Alright. What will you do?
Alright. I'm gonna look at them and then try and look at the buildings, and I'm gonna try and like replicate doing like that one shot that bounced off them to try and take them both out.
Okay.
Kind of do like a trick shot.
Okay, give me an difficult aiming check for that.
Alright.
Okay, I believe that is... yes, you just about managed to shoot down another chimney, because apparently chimneys are really badly made in this district.
Yeah. Declining economic environment, builders are making cuts to some materials.
Yeah, which knocks out them both, and you gain the upper hand. Okay, enemies next. Seeing the fact that chimney seems to be dangerous, this guy is gonna move over to this tree, and then try and smack Yo with his baton.
Okay.
He does manage to pin you.
I'll use a jackpot in response, if that's possible.
He smacks you. As you do, because he hits you on the leg, your leg flies out from reflex,
Oh God, what you doing?
kicking him and pinning him, which gives you
Go for the legs.
which also gives you back the upper hand. But your fisticuffs is on a cooldown, so you can't use it again.
That's okay.
Okay,
I'll just suppress him with my foot fungus.
Visteria or Alicia, who wants to go next?
Well, okay. So, Wisteria takes out another business card and says, "Stand down immediately! I am Wisteria Lovebright of the Flower Power Brigade."
Okay, do you want to convince them about the authority that gives you, or...?
And first see how they react.
Okay, roll me a charisma then. You sound so confident and authoritative when you say this that they actually stop to question if this could be bad for them to attack. So they will kind of back off a bit and not take action for now. They will. You at least gain upper hand from this. Okay. Alicia, what do you want to do?
I will just try to like. I'll just beat them up
All right. Give me a
with beats and fists.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Combat roll.
Okay, wait, which one was that? D4 plus 2. Wait, D4, D6?
D6 plus 2. You manages to indeed punch one of them squarely in the face, which pins him. You gain the upper hand. And if I remember, you have indeed also fisticuffs. Do you want to proc it and pin him?
Yes.
Alright, the enemy is now, instead of suppressed, he's pinned. And you can have a 2-turn cooldown on fisticuffs as well now. Do you want to use your upper hand, spend it to knock him out?
Might as well, yeah.
Alright, you having knocked him squarely into the face, into the wall behind you, you deliver a kind of almost a drop kick onto his stomach, and then kind of makes a gymnastic flip as you land agilely back on the ground after having knocked him out. Okay, enemy turn. Let's see. This guy will move over to attack, and he misses. So you just dodge swiftly his attack. And new player turn. So then it's new player turn. So we go back to whoever wants to go again.
I'll start off.
All right.
I will try to grapple the opponent, swing a hit on his guts.
I see what you're reliving the old days then.
Yes.
All right. Sure. Let's see you try and grab him. Give me a physique. You lift him up. What do you want to do now that you have lifted him up?
I guess throw him over the bridge.
Okay, give me another physique then. You managed to indeed hold him over the water. However, you are not really strong enough to do this move, and you're both now plummeting into the water.
Could I use my
Jackpot?
yeah, jackpot?
By pure coincidence, a small fishing boat which has been on a fishing trip by the waterfall, just comes underneath the bridge and you land on top of it. And he goes, "Who are you?"
Just a simple man catching a ride. Mind if I join?
I suppose so. Are you interested in this newfangled thing from that continent over in the west?
Yes, please compel.
Well, they call it sushi, or something like that.
Fascinating.
You're now out of combat.
Huzzah.
And they rode off into the sunset together.
Well,
Enemies, Dan, which, since there's now no middle zone, these guys will just move over to onto the bridge a bit more, and this guy hasn't moved yet, so this guy moves over to across the bridge over to here. Player turns.
Keep on punching.
Alright. Who do you punch?
The guy near the tree.
Alright.
I'll just like. This is a physique check, is it?
Combat if you're just punching.
Combat. Okay, so it's a d6.
Yes.
D6 plus 1. Oh shit!
You begin to punch. However, you stumble on your dressing gown
Yeah,
and miss.
I fall into the tree. or something.
Into the bushes, under the
Nice.
tree.
Yeah.
Enemy who is... because of this enemy will recover himself, so he's no longer suppressed.
Now I am suppressed.
You're still suppressed, yes. Player turn again, then.
Keep on punching and kicking.
Alright. Give me a combat. See, you, your enemy just about dodges. And he will...
Sag.
And he will retaliate. But he is currently in a disadvantage. He's not have the higher ground, so he only gets misses. So you're both now locked in combat. So you're both suppressed. As you're basically dodging back and forth. Alright, player turn again.
Guess I'll go. Yeah, I'll go.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
No, what will you do then? You have no enemies in your zone. You have upper hand. There's an enemy in adjacent and on basically every adjacent zone.
Yeah. I think I'll go into the middle.
Alright. What will you do now that you've moved to the zone?
Guess I'll attack him.
Alright, give me an attack roll, a combat.
Yep.
You managed to land a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting him. Or suppressing him. Enemy action again. This enemy, who has decided that whatever authority this opponent has, it's probably not worth dealing with, is gonna, since he's not pinned, he's gonna move zones over to here and attack instead. And he misses. Player turn? Stereo?
So I have the upper hand.
Yes.
Can I, even without someone being pinned or anything, be suppressed? Well, take them out, or how does that work?
How do you mean? No, you need them to be pinned to take them out.
Okay.
Which is basically you need to hit them twice and then spend.
I see. I'll use a jackpot.
Okay. Knowing your plans, you just realize that the tree up here and the bushes is actually a certain type of poison oak.
Oh, great.
So, Yo begins itching everywhere. As he does, he kind of accidentally hits the tree, which is really badly placed from a recent storm, and falls down onto these two, knocking them out. Okay, so you take those two out.
So am I now in this zone?
No, you're still up here. You just pushed the tree.
Okay.
You just pushed the tree. However, your itching has gone away now that the tree is gone and you're out of the bushes.
Oh, okay. I want to have to be itching for the rest of the session.
No.
Oh, I mean, I would do it.
Yeah, I know you would, and that's why I'm saying no, please.
Okay.
Please don't. That was the third tier. Okay, enemy turn. This time this guy is gonna try and attack you as you finish itching. He manages to hit you, making you currently now suppressed.
Okay. I'm going to use another jackpot.
Oh god. Okay, you counter with a jackpot.
Okay, what?
You counter basically with a jackpot then.
So I'm at 6 now.
Okay.
2 to go.
Okay.
I want to give him the itch.
Well, you only need to use it once more, because the 8 will happen on its own after you have used all 7.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so you as you're taking the punch and getting knocked down on the floor, you think to yourself, "God damn it! If I hadn't been itching, I would have been able to avoid that." As you fall on the ground, one of your slippers flies off, hitting a different tree that falls next to you, just tall enough that the leaves just brush against the enemy, causing him to itch. And as he is itching, he's kind of moving, ow, as he does this, to the point where he pushes his friend down these staircases.
Nice.
Causing the friend to now be pinned in this zone. Wisteria, you have upper hand. Do you want to consume your upper hand?
Yes.
This person just falls in front of you.
Yes.
What do you do to finish them?
I'll get creative with the jewelry.
You basically just okay. He's trying to regain his balance from falling down the stairs. As you do, you throw out a pearl bracelet underneath him that he slips on, causing him to flip headfirst into the staircase, and causing a concussion and knocking him out. Okay. That was enemy turn. Player turn.
Are we back to a start of a new round?
Yes, it would be now. So, one down
Okay,
on
so I
cooldown
get
for
my
fisticuffs.
fisticuffs back.
Yes, down to 1 cooldown for those. Okay. Player turns.
Alright, well, I've got 1 enemy left in my zone, so
I still have 2. Must be nice.
Yeah.
I'll pick up my slipper
Okay.
And, I'll slap him with it.
Okay, yeah, sure. Give me a combat roll for this.
Yeah. Is it 1? My combat's +1, I think. Yeah. So it's D6 +1, right?
Yes.
There you go. Perfect.
You slap him, but for some reasoning, you decided to hold the slipper with the soft side toward him, and I don't know why, because you basically just like flop at him.
I'll just say,
Now, if you don't run away, I'll hit you with the hard side next time.
Roll me a charisma.
okay. My charisma's 2. I have 2 charisma. I'm very charismatic. Is this D6 or D4?
It's a d6 as well.
There you go.
He gets so terrified that he is now kind of like, oh god, no, and runs away. And he will tell the tale of the Slippers of Doom.
Yeah. There you go.
Which means you are no longer pinned.
Nice.
Yeah, player turn again.
Guess
Not like
I'll
I can
take
do
a shot.
anything.
Which one of you want to go first?
Yes, I can.
Alright.
Alright. I'm seeing the last 2 times I did this. I'm just gonna try and aim at a chimney to try and take out the 2 people in my zone.
Okay.
Should be rumours of a rampant chimney vandal.
Yep.
Okay.
So, do for aiming.
Okay. You shoot down another chimney. Sure. The closest chimney to you would be this one, I guess. Because this one is already fallen down. This one's already fallen down. Okay, yeah. This guy gets taken out by a chimney as well. Then.
Yes, they call me the Chimney Slayer.
Okay. Player turn again. Visteria or Alicia? Whichever one of you want to act.
It seems we had a punch.
Punchy punch.
Alright. Give me a combat roll. Okay.
My poor heart!
No, I actually, I think it's my bad, but you get to re-roll that. You have advantage on combat rolls. And I forgot that, so that's my bad. You have advantage on combat rolls. You get to roll twice every combat and take the best result.
The next time I come visit you, I'm going to punch you in the balls.
Yes, I know.
Twice. You should do it
Twice for each ball!
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Take the better of the 2 rolls.
God.
So I'm
I
sure
have to roll in real life!
Well,
Yes.
roll me another combat and pick the best one. Oh god.
Nice.
Okay. You punch again. And You are currently locked in this state. The enemy is then going to try and retaliate and punches, causing you to become into pin state, but he doesn't have fisticuffs or upper hand in this case because he's impinned himself, so he can't do anything about it. Then it's player turn again, Wisteria.
Yes. Was there something could do to help?
Actually, I just forgot. I just realized the thing. Alicia, you have holdout since you just got. Since you just been put into this disadvantageous position, if you want, you can activate holdout.
What does that do again?
You remove any of the enemy's advantage and suppress them in return.
Do it.
Alright, in that case, you are no longer pinned and they are suppressed. And it has a 3-turn cooldown, which I'm gonna start counting him for here. As you basically just spin around after having been pinned and into a counterattack, kind of sweeping their leg.
Sweet.
Alright.
I think Tay's gonna have to keep one of those in real life.
He
Alright. Wisteria then.
Yes. Let's see. Was there something I could do to more sort of help another one? The players?
I mean, you can move zone.
Yeah. Well, I
You
guess
also
that's
have.
the
What do you have now? Let's see. You have for combat. You have.
nothing.
Yeah, you have page turner.
Well, that's not a combat
Yeah, exactly.
thing either. Yeah.
No combat skills. So yeah, you can move zones and attack if you want.
See. So, can I move? Well, is it only the middle one that's adjacent?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, then I move there.
All right.
And
Who do you attack?
I want to use a trickery roll to try to blind one of the enemies with my camera.
Okay. Yes, sure. Give me a trickery roll for that.
Yes. That is yes. What did the what was that called? The mastery do again?
It gives you advantage on all rolls of that.
Okay, so I guess I roll twice then.
Yeah, well, you crit already, so. You manage to indeed cause this suppressed enemy to be pinned and this non-neutral enemy to be suppressed. Lynn, do you want to consume an upper hand to knock out the suppressed one, or the pinned one?
Yeah, I'll knock out the pinned one.
Alright. You do so. Just basically dropping a wrench
Yep.
Okay. Enemy's time then. So this enemy will move over across here. Try and attack. Misses. Player turn again. And this is a new round of combat, which means that fisticuffs have been reset.
Well, I'll move into an adjacent area. And if I'm still able to attack, then I'll do an attack.
On the pinned or the neutral?
I'm assuming if on the pinned, do we get advantage on that?
No, but it means that they will become pinned rather than suppressed.
I thought they were already pinned.
They are suppressed, my bad.
Right, okay. Well, if I can pin them, then I can incapacitate them, so I'll do that.
Yes.
I'll just use fisticuffs for that. So. Oh no, I don't have upper hand.
You have upper hand, but you already have it. You get fisticuffs proccing when you gain the upper hand.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just consume that to knock them out.
Roll me a combat.
Okay.
Alright, yep, that's a success. You do indeed you slap this guy with your slipper, which you still have in your hand.
The hard side this time.
Yes, and then as he lays on the ground, you slap him again for good measure.
With the soft side.
Okay, that's your finishing move then. Okay, yeah, so you slap him to pin him, and then you use your upper hand to finish him. And because you did that, you have now consumed your upper hand to do that. Okay, player turn again.
I'll take one.
Alright.
I'm gonna use my flashbang ability.
Okay. Alright.
So
There's a
pop over into
cool.
this
What
one.
zone do you want to move to?
I'm gonna move over to
Alright.
support.
And that suppresses the enemy, which
Mhm.
in turn grants you the upper hand. And then this enemy will use attack. It attacks Yo.
Wow.
Lands a hit, causing you to be suppressed again.
Okay.
Alright, player turn again.
Punch!
Alright, you punch. Give me a combat roll.
Working on it, I'm old than me.
Yes. You succeed, and causes him to be pinned. You gain the upper hand since you landed a hit without having the upper hand. Do you want to finish him?
Yes.
Alright.
Kick him in the nuts!
You do indeed, and he keels over and falls into the water.
Nice.
Alright then, player turn.
Snail.
Snail.
Cavalry, you mean?
Yeah. In this world, snail is not good.
In this world, snails are not mounts.
Huh?
Well, I'll explain after we're done. Player turn first. Visteria, your action, I believe it is.
She rushes over to Joe
Hmm.
and says, just to go get them.
Alright, so you
Trying
are...
to inspire him out of suppression.
Alright. Yo, you are no longer suppressed.
Okay.
Play your turn again then, I guess.
Alright. Well, there's only one enemy left in this zone,
Yes.
so nobody else can attack it but me. So I'll just get away.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta punch him.
And then I punch him.
You punch, causing a pin
Yep.
instead of a suppression. And
I forgot. I've had evasion this whole time.
yes, you've just slapped people with slippers instead.
Yeah, I haven't used that at all.
Yeah, to be fair, you also choose a zone that you basically scared away one enemy. So
Yeah, true.
okay.
Mhm.
Enemy is pinned. Player action. I believe one of you have a skill that's suitable in this situation. Alicia, do you want to use pursuit?
Yes.
Well, since there is no enemies in your tile, you can have a 3-turn cooldown, which gives you a movement and an upper hand.
Oh boy.
Where do you want to move?
Right there.
Do you want to consume your upper hand?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy has been slapped with Joe's slipper and is now on the ground, pinned. What do you do?
Let's think about it. I think he needs more feet, so just kick him in the face.
All right, you kick him, causing him to go into the fallen tree over here with the poison oak.
Well,
So then, after that little altercation, you realize that you might have been onto something, considering that someone was sent to try and stop you. What do you do now?
I'll probably go and check the car's okay and see if we can use it.
Seems to be fine enough.
Joe immediately starts walking over the bridge. I can't keep
Find
which
the
of
car
this
to
is
get
that.
driving.
It's a thing. He doesn't understand the concept of cars.
You get into the car. Who wants to be on yoinking duty this time?
I'll yoink him again.
Alright. Since you've already done it once, you basically just do the same thing again, and you make your way over to here where you can see Lloyd standing being talked to by a fisher. Do you stop to let Lloyd in?
Oh, we don't stop.
No, he's just being yoinked as well.
Wisteria just yells.
Yeah, we're getting yoinked.
Just yoink him as well.
Oi! Listen up!
Okay, you open a door. Lloyd, give me a physique to kind of get in the car as it moves by.
Right.
This is how everybody gets into cars. Nobody stops.
Yeah.
You do not manage to get into the car, but you do manage to get onto the car. You're now hanging on for dear life to the rear of the car, as you're basically standing on the rear lip of the car, and is basically holding on to it.
I kind of shouting behind us like, for the love of God, please stop this vehicle.
No, we're in a hurry.
You make your way into the town again, into the Scholastic Order area of the town, where you find the police station. You enter the storage area for where the bodies are kept, do you? However, Do you want to investigate the bodies?
I'm gonna use my last jackpot
Oh god. Okay.
because I want terrible luck to befall me. Before the end
Okay.
of the session.
You use your last jackpot. As this is
Yeah.
happening, you slip on some sort of substance on the ground, causing you to
Yeah.
fly out the window and into the woods behind.
Oh shit.
I'll get back to you in a bit. Meanwhile, the rest of you, you're in this room. Yo has just flown out the window. What do you do? Do you want to investigate the bodies?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All of you can give me biology checks.
That's a D4, right?
Yes, that's a D4.
Biology, there.
Again.
Hey.
Okay. Wisteria as well. There we go. Okay. Well, the other two might not notice it, but Wisteria and Alicia, you notice something worrying. The man who was drowned before, or supposedly drowned, but was actually poisoned, judging from his face and his eyes and particularly the shape of his facial expression, he looks like someone has drowned him recently. Probably like in a sink or something like that, because it seems that someone has hauled him, because he has water that's much drier everywhere else, but around his collar is much more new, early wet. Furthermore, the guy who was shot before has a second bullet hole just below it. And this one seems to have gone through the heart. Furthermore, the man who was poisoned before, this time has traces of a different poison as well. And this is a poison you do recognize. The poison being no poison other than nightshade. And lastly, the guy who fell down the stairs has blood from the back of his head. What looks to be a blunt force trauma, this time cracking the skull. What do you do?
Goodness.
Well, this is a new turn of events. These were just recently.
For any clues of where someone might have went who were here?
Judging from what seems to be wet footprints, someone walked around in here and then climbed out the window.
Wasn't me.
We should probably follow that.
Yeah, Wisteria's rushed to the window.
You all carefully climb out the window until you find none other than the guy who was trying to escape before, being pinned underneath a Yo who has landed on him as he flew out the window. Next to him, you can see that there is indeed an empty vial of nightshade, a gun without a bullet, a bucket that has been poured out but seems to have had water in it, and an iron pipe. It would seem that someone was well interrupted as he was trying to dispose of evidence.
Is he still conscious, or have I knocked him out?
You knocked him out as you landed on him.
Nice.
Well, well, well. I think that is enough evidence.
Together you take photos and collect the evidence. And as you're heading back to report on what has occurred, now that you know, you make your way in the car back to Yanaro. As you do, Yo,
Yeah.
one of your slippers is loose again.
No, darn these damn slippers!
You bend down to correct it, but as you do, you accidentally, your dressing gown gets caught on the door handle, causing the door to open, and you fall out the car into the water and drift away with the stream out to sea. Who knows where you'll end up?
Bye-bye! Have a good time!
I somewhat chuckle to myself in irony.
And you, the rest of the four of you, report what occurred and everything. It would seem that by having an alibi for the initial fake murders, by rigging everything up to occur via the time-released poison to fake the deaths, the suspect tried to then get away by having an alibi for that and then murdering them afterwards properly. But the question is, was that a completely different murder, or was it the same murder despite having all its relevant parts replaced? And well, Joe drifts away. He manages to find a log as he drifts out to sea, and decides to sit on it as he drifts off, wondering what adventure awaits him. That took longer than expected, but that's where I'm at.